Hello everybody, today I got something to show you that's different, and I got it for free, and let me pull this table a little bit, there we go. It's not really anything unusual except the case. You can get these little flat panel LCD TVs now, often for very cheap prices. Well, my landlord was cleaning out the apartment next door, and there was this really awesome little TV. But there's a history, and there's a reason why it's designed like it is. And I'm going to show it to you, and I'm going to help explain it to you what it is. This TV is transparent. It's clear. And you want to know why it's clear? It comes from, usually in some prisons, they give TVs to the people that are clear. And the reason they do that is so that when they do inspections, they can see if there's any contraband inside. This one does not have the built-in speakers. They'll be here in the bottom here. It would be two little oval-like speakers. Which frankly, I'll be honest, from listening to the sound on these little speakers anyway, they really sound like crap. It has your traditional earphone output jack. That's pretty cool to have. That's why they have it anyways, for the prisoners, so they can have their little Walkman headphones. They have earphone input for the connections, which has HDMI, USB is mostly for power and also for firmware. I don't know what you would do with it besides maybe power things up. Standard composite inputs and RF input. No, it doesn't have a SCART connector, but that's not uncommon for American TVs anyway. But this does do NTSC and PAL, so that makes it nice to me, because that means this will work right as it is in my studio. So I can use this as a video monitor to display a picture, which looks pretty good for design. It was designed for a prison cell. It's got the standard mounting holes in the back, where you would mount this thing into a mounting bracket to mount it onto a wall. These feet are removable. Unfortunately, to remove that, it looks like you gotta take the plastic case off on the back. Yeah, definitely. And I don't know if this power supply is, this thing can run on low voltages. It does have a universal power supply. It runs at 100 to 240 volts, so that's great. What's nice about this is you can see the insides of a flat panel TV, and you'll notice that there's a lot more thickness to the back than you really need, because it can make this physically a little thinner. It's got very large standoffs on the top. But what makes it nice is the fact that it is clear, and you can see the insides. Okay? And it's got a sticker that says it was made in June 2013. And the nice thing about this is that if you really are gung-ho about it, I like it because it's a demo, because of the fact that it is clear. You can actually show people the insides of a flat panel TV and say, this is what they look like inside. And even the big ones, they're the same thing, really. I don't care how big it is. Your TV is probably the same thing. A power supply board and the video board that makes the TV itself work. Okay? Amazingly, you can see how small the components are on that. They're insanely tiny resistors, capacitors, all surface mount technology. In that case, it's a wonderful TV. It's an educational piece. And yeah, if you want to, you can take it apart. Well, anyway, where would the speakers connect to? There's a jack right down there on the base of the board. It's that, like a tan color jack. Those are the speaker connectors would go. There's two holes for two little speakers if that's your thing. You can probably see them better in the front here. Right here and here, this is the remote, a sensor with standby LED. The picture is pretty good. I checked it on composite, on NTSC and PAL. I also tested it on HDMI with Cody, and it worked fine. It's a widescreen monitor, so it's going to give you a good, nice, sweet screenshot. I would say it's probably not much bigger than a laptop screen, probably about 13 inches diagonal. So, but it's cool to have for, for a demonstration piece that you can show somebody the inside of a TV. Could you kit bash this? Could you change this? Could you make this any different? Sure, if you wanted to. You could take the plastic off. Spray paint the plastic with plastic compatible paint, and then you can have a really awesome little white TV. What caught my eye was the crystal clear. I thought that was kind of cool. That was just like really awesome. Well, another thing that I showed you briefly yesterday, but I didn't really have the camera set up so you could see it really distantly, was the thermometer, and I wanted to talk about that again. Just kind of retouch with what I started to say with this, and I didn't go into a lot of detail. This is technically a kitchen thermometer. You would use this for checking your cooking, okay? And so it has, of course, it's a digital thermometer, so there's no alcohol or mercury inside. It's pretty much just simple. It's only on and off. And it right now is set for Fahrenheit. Let me switch this back to Celsius. It's 27.8 degrees. Actually, it's coming down temperatures a bit. Probably because I accidentally had the hot probe in my hand. Okay, so the point is that this here is a pretty neat tool to have, because it lets you see the temperature of a room, and it is pretty warm in here. So 25 degrees, yeah. Okay, that would be about right. Feel something about that. By the way, tomorrow the weather is going to be fairly moderate for Easter. So if you want to have, if you're looking forward to celebrate Easter with your family and friends, you should be able to do so and enjoy it. Although there is a 30% chance of rain here in Connecticut. Just to let you know that. Now, last thing I bet some of you have probably been asking is are we going to have a live stream on Easter? I didn't plan to, but everybody seems to be asking me if we're going to have a live stream. Some of us have family and friends that we hang out with, and I suppose if I was to do a live stream, it wouldn't be here in the studio. It would be outside. And I would probably be using the other software that we're using the whole time for the live streams. But I need to double check my, what you call it, software, and reshare the link with 8gram, or no, I'll just use 8gram, it's easier anyway. Use 8gram to do it, and then get that up if you really want to push it with a live stream. But I have to admit, it wouldn't be very long. It would probably be pretty short. Because, like I said, I have friends and family, well, in my case, more friends than family, but whatever, that I will probably be spending time with. I'm not really heavily into Easter anyway, but I know some people are, so, yeah, the temperature right now here it's finally stabilized. It's 24 degrees. Ooh. Mighty toasty in this room. It seems like the temperature dropped by a tenth of a degree. Ever since Michelle picks up the thermometer, the temperature drops. Like, you can't figure out why, right? First of all, the amount of precision on this sensor, and now I got this thing, the tip is where all the meat is, okay, and I have it squeezed between my fingers, and already you can see the temperature is going up because of my fingers, which are cooler than the rest of my body. It's not really getting really super hot. Okay. It probably isn't going. In fact, I can see it. I'm actually start bringing the temperature down now. Yep. Very slowly, the temperature is dropping. See? That's how it works. That's how I can cool things down, just like that. It's so awesome. And remember, the probe tip, the thing that is between my fingers, is the business end. That's actually the part of the thermometer that makes it work. It makes it cool down and measures. Now, let's take my fingers out of it. The temperature will start to go up again after it stabilizes. It's going to go down for a little bit because it's cooler in here than it is in my hand. So it's going to drop down. By the way, I tested to see what if you put it like this between my palms, which are my meaty part of my body, you can see how fast the temperature starts to rise. 33, 34, Very, very precise sensor. Very, very precise sensor. Okay? So, right now my body temperature is pretty close to normal, for about 30, it'll go to about 36 degrees, which is not quite 98.6, but it's pretty close. You can actually, it depends on how I'm feeling that day. Sometimes my temperature can get really hot, sometimes it doesn't. So, let me put this in my hand here. I'll switch to Fahrenheit for your Fahrenheiters. Okay, here we go. I had to lift my hand off the palm. Okay, so I can see the temperatures in Fahrenheit. It also has a hold function, and it has a minimum and max function. Now think about what minimum. Okay, it's pretty good, right? Is this thing necessarily scientifically calibrated to laboratory standard? I would say probably not. This thing is pretty good, but I would say it's probably not calibrated to any kind of laboratory standard. Although I did test it by putting it in ice, and it did go to 0 degrees Celsius, so that means at least on the low ends of the scale, it seems to be accurate. I did not test it in boiling water yet, so... Okay, now we're at 9. So now it's starting to stabilize 97 degrees. Alright, so that's pretty close to where you want it anyway. Okay? Alright, so that's enough for that. Alright, so when we're testing that, I want to explain one thing about this TV. Yes, this does work. Yes, and you can see inside the TV, it's really very little inside. Okay? You got your TV board here. You got your, which also contains your audio amplifier section, your power supply section over here. And these can be mounted on the wall. These bracket mounts here, you just take off the legs in the bottom. The problem is you gotta take the stupid TV off on the inside to do that, but yes, you can do it. Oh, you're not running no fever. I didn't think I was. Of course, when it was, it slipped out of my elbow. Okay, that's enough anyway. I think I get the idea. $35.7 degrees Celsius. So, paid $5 for this. And, like I said yesterday, I got a feeling the crooks probably got a little bit discombobulated that I grabbed this before they did. Well, listen, crooks, I bought this, you didn't, okay? So I have a right to have it. It's mine. I purchased it, okay? So, like I said, we're all set now. We just got to get the developing chemicals for next month, and then we'll start developing some film. Donna, or what was it? Jennifer Shutt, and that is the name apparently. Shutt, S-H-U-T-T. Asked me if I owned Kodak Stack because constantly advocating for film. Well, first of all, Eastman Kodak makes more than just film. They always have. They make things such as chemicals for industrial processes. It's not just a film. And what is going to happen with the Kodak line of products, I should bring this up. The Kodak, you mentioned museum. Well, Kodak is spending a lot of money on renovating the Rochester complex. They're going to have a new museum, new facade. They're leasing out additional spaces at the Kodak Industrial Park to other companies to make products there. Kodak still makes film products and things for industrial uses, including for cinematography, for motion pictures. So it's not like they don't create stuff. They do. Okay. They're creating a lot of new products and stuff like that, and they're, of course, are major importance to companies that sell stuff. So, if you look at the sales of film in the next few years, while film has kind of become kind of a bit of a specialized medium, like Jennifer pointed out, is that yes, or was it Donna? It was Jennifer. Jennifer pointed out that the millennials, for the most part, have not really taken too much to film. They prefer to have the speed and ease of digital. Heck, I use digital cameras too, so I use both. For the same reason. You know, sometimes it's just easier to whip out my iPhone and take a couple snaps than it is to go ahead and invest in a big fancy camera that does things in the studio. So I don't have any particular problem with that, but I think it's something that should be kept in mind, that not everybody is going to support digital, not everybody's going to support analog film, not everybody likes to pick like one or the other. Some like to have the privilege of having both. I like film because when I take a picture on, say, for example, black and white film, I know that the picture is there. It's a negative, okay? I can develop that negative as many times as I want, okay? I can keep the negative stored in the appropriate storage sleeves, and they are physical, they're tangible. I can look at those negatives and go, gee, I remember I shot this picture or I shot that picture. I'll have pictures, I take pictures of things that are important to me. And they'll last a long time. Dory has her hard drive is full of pictures, of digital pictures. Most 99% of them will never see the light of day. They'll never see, in other words, they're just there, but they're not really appreciated. And then a lot of time, just as George Carlin would say, you delete the sucker. You just blow it off the hard drive. I'm done with you. You know? Whereas in film, every picture, even your screw-ups, is part of the roll of film, stays part of the roll of film. I happen to have it to be, I save my screw-ups. I always enjoy having my screw-ups around because sometimes they might be great for back texture or something like that. Or I'm trying to explain something that might be easier to show them in an explanation than anything. So anyway, back to this thing here. Do you think I should spray paint this? Do you think I should spray paint this inside to this white and then maybe, or should I just leave it au natural as this is apparently? It works nice. It's made out of plastic, and you know I don't even think if you spray paint it would look good anyway. Because even if you did that, Yeah, I think you're right. This thing could have made it a lot thinner than this. Well, the reason I probably didn't make it too thin was because maybe they were concerned that the prisoners might try to shove things in there or something. Or, like I can see, there's additional mounting points inside. It looks like they could have made this smaller, but this has been under contract for the prison system. Well, it's really cute though. It works good. And just don't. I like it because it's clear. It stands out like everybody. It's a conversation piece. And Shango would probably go. Now you can see why I don't like the LCD TVs. There's nothing in them. Yeah, there isn't. Oh, pretty plain. But so anyway, are we gonna have a live stream tomorrow? Well, I don't know. I wasn't going to originally. I didn't plan on it. But you guys seem to want it, and I don't really know. What my plans are. Right now, my problem is my body switched over to nocturnal from diurnal, and that means that by the time I go out to do anything, guess what? It's dark. So, I tried to switch my body back to diurnal, nocturnal, and the spring summer on them, and I get absolutely cranky, crabby as hell. I don't like getting up when my body switches over like that. My body is very simple. It likes, it has a system, it has a way it likes to do things, and that's the way it is. So, alright, but could we do a video vlog tomorrow? Of course we'll do a vlog, but a vlog of what? Besides saying Happy Easter, which you realize I have to say Happy Easter twice, right? Because you got in the Roman Catholic Church, tomorrow is Easter, and in the Greek Orthodox Church, about, I think it's 2 Sundays, is they're having their Easter. So, most people don't seem to think about that. I thought they already had the Passover. They had Passover. Oh, that's the Jewish people had Passover already. Okay. The story. I'm sorry, we're tired. Yeah, we are. So, that's that. I just wanted to explain what's going on. And some of you might be asking yourself, I'm going to go back to this TV a minute. If that's all there is inside this TV, what's inside of a 25-inch console? Pretty much the same thing, except you'd have a big CRT neck coming out the back, a single board that holds the TV tuner, audio and video inputs, and power supply section probably might be over here, and that's it. That's all there is. That's all she wrote. Pretty limited. I wonder what those 2 controls here are for. Huh. Good question. I don't know. You got your menu, source, channel up, channel down, volume, low, high, and power. And then you got 2 controls that are right here that are not punched out, which are, you can see the PC board underneath that there was marks for something, but it doesn't say for what. So, again, it's one of those interesting things. Who knows what those were? But anyway, if you want to comment, subscribe, talk about things, we'll talk about things, and things like that. I just wanted to just kind of give you a heads up of what's going on and stuff. Now you're probably asking yourself why we have the automatic white balance on and not the manual white balance, but we did usually have to make the overlay pink. Well, one thing is normally during the videos, daytime, there's so much sun coming in at 5 o'clock that it would mess up the white balance anyway. So instead of trying to constantly dick with my controls, I decided to just leave it set to automatic white balance for now. And because we'll be constantly zipping between both rooms. And don't forget that Lumi has her video on Monday. That's correct, guys. Monday, 5 o'clock. Michelle has hers on Thursday and Fridays at 5 o'clock. Right. And, oh, Lordy. You're tired. Yes, I'm tired. Alright, so we'll see what's going to happen about tomorrow about a live stream, but if I do, it's not going to be a call-in show or anything like that. As I said, it would be just more like a happy Easter message. Because I won't be actually in the studio, so we wouldn't actually be taking phone calls. But I thought I would explain that to you. Alright? So I'll see you guys later on, okay? Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye.